Hello, very good morning, friends. Myself, Dr. Naval Singh Todawat, Assistant Professor in the Botany from the Mauritius Arts Science Commerce College, Bokardan. Well, friend, this video or a lecture which we are presenting here from the slides, and these slides are just taken from the slideshare.com, and uh, we don't claim any authority on these slides. This is only for the purpose of these lectures and the video what we prepare in our lecture. Friends, well, while studying out the transpiration, we saw that the transpiration is the loss of the water from the via leaf, in some cases or in some plants via stem tube, but in case of leaf we saw that the stomatal respiration takes more part in the transpiration process and in the mechanism of the transpiration, such as the stomata and so on. Cuticular transpiration, that is the with the help of the glandular hairs and so on. So it has a 3 to 4% it take parts in the process of the transpiration, but comparatively we find that the stomatal transpiration takes the major part or shows the major constituent in the transpiration. Sometimes the flowers also do take parts in the process of the transpiration. Well, now what are the factors? Well, we have learned about the mechanisms also. What are the mechanisms? How this transpiration process takes place? Lenticular transpiration, cuticular transpirations, as well as stomatal transpiration. So there are different types of transpiration that we have studied so far. Now, friends, what are the factors which are affecting the transpiration process or the mechanism of the transpiration? Now, internal factors and external factors we can uh, distinguish into two types, or we can divide into two types. That is internal factor. As we are regarding the internal factors, stomata, the leaf area. Okay, the leaf area. In most of the species, we find the leaf area is much more bigger than the other one. For example, the leaf area of the Tictona grandis and the leaf area of the Azadirachta indica. When we look out at the comparison of this size of the leaf, then we come to know that the comparatively the leaf size of the Tictona grandis is very big and large, whereas the sides or leaf lamina or the surface of the leaf is very short comparatively to the Tictona of the Azadirachta indica. Commonly we called it as the neem tree. Well, stomata is also one of the major part in the takes process in the respiration. Cuticle layer, we all are aware of this cuticular layer, and this cuticular layer is also one of the most affecting factor for the transpiration. Mesophyll, that is the palisade cells, mesophyll tissues. Then what we can call as the shoots. Most of the plants, shoots or stems, takes parts in the process of the transpiration, and roots too. Leaves modification. This is another aspects of the internal factor which is affecting the transpiration. Now we move towards the external factors. Which are the external factor? External factors are related to the physical state of the or physical matters of this plant. Which are those? That are the external factors, usually relative humidity, light, wind, water content in the soil, and temperature. These are the five factors which are affecting the uh, transpiration rate or the transpiration process. Now we move towards the details regarding all these factors and the parameters which affect the transpiration rate in the process or in the mechanism of the transpiration. Now we look at the focus on the internal factors. Which are the internal factors? Internal factors are the stomata. We all are aware of the stomata. What are the stomata? Stomata are the cells or the tissue which helps for the mechanism of the stomata is opening and closing and releasing the gases and to exchange or the matter from the outside the stomata, from the inner of the cuticular layer or rest of the epidermal layers of the leaves. So stomata is the opening in the leaf that allows gas exchange, as we spoke, where water vapor leaves the plant and carbon dioxide enters in the plant throughout the stomata, through the stomata, via the stomata. When stomata are open, transpiration rates increase. When they are closed, transpiration rates decreases. So more stomata will provide more pores for transpiration. So when the stomata are closed, the rates of the transpiration ultimately decreases. Leaf area. A plant with large leaf area will show more transpiration than other plant with less leaf area. As we spoke earlier regarding the leaf area, cuticle is the waxy layer present on all above ground tissue of plant and is hydrophobic for or water repelling in case of the plant which are surviving in water. Therefore, water does not move through it very easily. Thicker the cuticular layer on the leaf surface, slower the transpiration rate. Sun leaves have much thicker cuticles than shade leaves. Root shoot decreases the rate of transpiration while a high ratio increases. Mesophils, these are the compact cells, reduces transpiration which lose mesophils and increases the transpiration rate. Leaf modification, formation of prickles. Some leaves shows the spines, some leaf shows the thorns on its phylloids. Most of the plants such as the asparagus shows the phyloclads. All are the modification found in the xerophytes plants, and this xerophytes modified plants shows the transpiration rate which is completely reduced from due to these modifications. Whereas the cladodes or the phylloclides don't have any leaf surface, they are the needle-like and pointed like the leaf, and which don't shows any transpiration, that is reduces transpiration rate due to the factors. Now the physical factors or the external factors or the environmental factors which are responsible or which affects or which reduces the rate of the transpiration. Well, the very first, that is the light intensity. What is the intensity of the light? The intensity of the light means the amount or the proportion of light which reaches the leaf area. For example, when the plants which grow in the water or aquatic plants, they grow at the bottom of the water body, at that position, at that location, we find the intensity of light is very less or very low amount of the light is reaching to that particular area. It also causes the stomata to open due to the light intensity. Thus, more transpiration occur during the day, and the rate is higher on a sunny day compared to a cold, dull day. In the sunny day, we find the humidity is more, relative humidity. Now, what is the relative humidity? At a low humidity, there is a low concentration of water molecules in the air around the leaves. This concentration helps the transport of water molecules from the leaves by the diffusion process. High humidity means the air around the leaves is already saturated and has a high concentration of water molecules than inside the leaves. So, the drier the atmosphere, larger the driving force for water movement out of the plant increases rate of transpiration. So, this is one of the factor, that is the relative humidity. What type of humidity is present in the season, that is the rainy, summer, winter, on that pattern the transpiration process takes place. Well, regarding the temperature is also one of the most important and crucial factor for the transpiration. Increasing the air temperature warms the water inside the leaves more quickly, cause it to evaporate. It also increases the capacity of the air to absorb more water. Warmer air holds more water, creating a large driving force for water movement out of the plant, increases rates of transpiration, and the cooler air decreases the rate of the transpiration. And the air cool we find in the what we can see in the winter season. So at that season we can find the rate of the transpiration is very decreases and it is very low. Well, wind, the flow of the wind, that is the flow of the air, relies on the diffusion. Windy conditions causes the air molecule to be blown away from the leaves, which prevents the air around the leaves becoming saturated with the water molecules. Very high wind velocity, stomata are closed because of rapid loss of water from guard cells, and the rate of transpiration is declined. Well, the last factor, that is the soil water factor. This is one of the most important factor which is rely on the turgor pressure, on the loss or the firmness of the turgor pressure. Source of water for transpiration in a plant becomes from the soil. We all are aware of this, and we all know that the water which is present in the soil is very necessary for the growth as well as the for its subsequent requirements for the process of the rather process than the transpiration, and one of this process is also dependent on this soil water. Plants with adequate soil moisture will normally transfer with the high rates because the soil provides the water to move from the plants. Plant cannot continue to transpire if the soil is very dry. This condition causes the leaf to lose turgor or firmness and the stomata to close. If the loss of the turgor continues throughout the plant will wilt. Significance of the transpiration in plants, friends. This was all about the factors which were affecting the transpiration rate in the process and in the various types. For example, aquatic plant, for example, xerophytes plants, for example, tropical plants. Do we find, according to our the geographical and habitat of the plant, the responses of the environment to the plants, we find the differences between the rate of transpiration according to the habitat of the plant. So, friends, for today, we'll stop here, and for the rest of the part of our the teaching method or for the our this subject or unit, the rest of the part will be going to study in our the next video or in our next lecture. Till then, I request all the students to revise all these lectures and just take down these notes and learn the concepts of this transpiration, types of the transpiration, mechanism of the transpiration, and how do the factors which affect for the rate of the transpiration which decreases the rate of the transpiration. And please take down the notes and revise it. Rest of the part we'll be going to learn in our next video. Till then, thank you.